Keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
I see the future in our public school classrooms every day. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. I also see how critically important parent and community support is to our students' success. Support your public schools. Get involved. Form a business-school partnership or become a school volunteer. Great schools and great communities work hand in hand.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through January 30th is $2 off Steakhouse Burgers and buy one Urban Slicer Pizza Works dough, get an Urban Slicer Pizza Works pizza sauce for free. Don't forget their two new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Letting your children know you believe in them will go a long way toward making their dreams a reality. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. It's important to celebrate learning. Focus on the positives, reinforce good effort and determination. Children need your encouragement and support. Our public schools want every student to succeed.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you want to come and text us,
if you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music.
This is Mommy's jam.
Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately, in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. I am Harrison Arns on the ones and twos, running the board back here at the 1040 Ticket Studios. And again, if you guys ever want to join the show, feel free to do so through the Sartor Heyman text line. That's 402-464-5685, as well as we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 961 if you want to put a face to the voice. And of course, as always, we got the host of the morning, Pierson-El. It's been a while since we've talked. The NFL coaching carousel has definitely moved around. There's only 2 openings left. But nonetheless, Demorne, how's it going on this Thursday night?
It's going good. Not too bad, enjoying it. Nice, quiet night.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of getting to that point here where we're losing out on our NFL games. College basketball, we're starting to get a better idea on who those teams are going to be for the tournament. And, of course, we do have some more football to look forward to in February with the UFL as those 2 leagues kind of united, which will be great because that's one of those sports where if it's not NFL, it's really tough to kind of make waves elsewhere. But nonetheless, for those 2 openings left, we have the Washington Commanders and the Seattle Seahawks. The Carolina Panthers would actually go for Dave Canales. I think the idea there is pull him from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, try to pull some of the magic he did with Baker Mayfield on turning him into another productive season. I think they're just trying to find some magic for Bryce Young. What are you reading into that hire?
I think that's completely it. But I mean, with bringing him into the building, you got to give him some time. The last couple coaches haven't had too much, to get things. Well, the last coach, not necessarily the last 2. So I think it's a good hire. I think it's a good fit. He's an offensive coach. I mean, Baker Mayfield and, Geno Smith, those guys, played well the past couple of years and everything like that. So I mean, I get it. Just hopefully he's patient enough to let him get what he wants in the building and get things right.
If this hire goes wrong, how much trouble are the Panthers in?
The same trouble that they're in now. It just depends on how long is he there. Like if he's there for 3-4 years, that might be something different. But that's somewhat of a depleted roster. You traded away, all your offensive weapons.
Yeah.
You have a defensive guy that's probably going to leave somewhere in free agency. Y'all not going to pay him enough. So I mean, they're pretty much back at ground zero, building, the foundation of the house, and the house is, Bryce Young.
Yep, and I'll be curious to see. I think out of all the coaching spots they're opening, he's going to have by far the hardest. Good luck.
Easily.
You hope this time ownership lays out some sort of a leash or has an idea that this is going to take a while to turn around, because I don't think there's any sort of magic that any coach can do. I don't care if you got Bill Belichick in there. That program is going to take a little bit of time to get going again, especially if Bryce Young isn't the guy you thought you drafted. If you're not able to turn him around, it'd just be a bad time to be a Panthers fan. There's not a lot of excitement going on. So hopefully for him, he can fix it, but
even before you can get to, is he the guy? Is he not the guy? Give him some help.
Exactly.
So I'm not even touching that sentence. Well, maybe no, people just give up on things too easy. Like, it's not necessarily his fault. In the year he's already been there, he already has a new offensive coordinator, coach, and a head coach. So that's 2 systems. That's going to be 2 systems in 2 years. So he has to relearn everything again now and make adjustments from that. So is that really him, or are you not giving him the tools to succeed?
That's just it. We've seen, I'd use my Bears as an example all the time, but you can pick a lot of pro teams out there. When you mess up this quarterback ordeal and you can't get them on a consistent system, not only do you hurt your own draft pick, if you have any hopes of trading him, you're already derailing your own stock value. So they got to really figure out a way to fix Bryce Young. I think for the hire, I do think it's a smart hire. There wasn't a lot of candidates out there, and I think that's kind of the best fit you're going to get. Try to fix the Bryce Young situation, get a little more help, but I think it's definitely going to take time. We will get to the big one with the Los Angeles Chargers, but up next, Antonio Pierce. We've talked about him a little bit. Josh McDaniels out. Pierce, he kind of built the building blocks on both sides of the ball. They really leaned into a run game. The quarterback situation ebbed and flowed with the moving quarterbacks, but for the most part, I thought he did a pretty good job. I'm not in love with the hire, but I would honestly give it a B minus. And real quick, to rank Dave Canales, I'd actually give that one an A minus, just based on what options you had and getting a guy that I think fits your needs.
I wouldn't say an A minus. I would probably give them a C plus B minus.
Okay.
Yes, because he's an offensive coordinator. He's stepping into a different role. It's a different hat that you have to wear. And that comes with a lot. And then what he's stepping himself into. It's a good jump for him and everything like that. Like I said, hopefully they can give you that. His play calling is excellent and everything like that, but it's going to take some time for that to, really, really show up. He'll have hits and strides early on, but like I said, I'll give that one, C plus B minus. For the Raiders, I think they got a passionate head coach that understands and allow, people to play, to express themselves. He's been there. He's won a Super Bowl. He knows what it takes. He knows football. And that's what you want. You want a relaxed environment to where the guys can really, express themselves, get after it, make their money, and they don't have to, worry about, the outside noise or, your head coach being necessarily too uptight or just not a fit, or there's some arguments going on and everything like that. So far as culture wise, for what he had to handle and how he handled it and to turn around everything like that in such a short period of time, I would probably give them, a B plus for sticking with him. He still has, some stuff to do, address the offensive side of, who's going to be, slinging the ball and everything like that. And then getting, a talented offensive coordinator to bring out the identity on the offense. We know what the defense is going to look like.
Yeah, the offense was weird. It just felt like you were going to have Josh Jacobs back, and it took a long time to get him going, and he still never really got to what he was the year prior. So I think that was just an interesting thing for the offense to figure out as a whole. Obviously, the Jimmy G situation, we've talked about that. That was a disaster. It proved a lot of haters right. It just, with Jimmy G, I think we did see San Francisco 49ers offense is just really ideal for quote unquote game managing quarterbacks. You don't need to necessarily ask your quarterback a lot. And it showed with Jimmy G down there with the Raiders. He'll throw some balls every now and then that'll put your wide receivers and Adams in absolute danger, where you hope they don't even go and attempt to grab it because they will get lit up. Just a few things with Jimmy G. But I do think with the quarterback situation, getting offense, they're believing in Antonio Pierce. I think that the team just needs to gel and just kind of figure out their offensive identity. Defense was great. It absolutely ravaged the Chiefs at a point where the Raiders Chiefs were who's going to win the division. So I think he definitely got some building blocks there, and it's not a poverty franchise. You're going to have some guys to work around. Moving on to another team here. This one, a little bit surprising. We thought Bill Belichick was going to be possibly the candidate there, but the Falcons, they've moved on from Arthur Smith. Obviously, Raheem Morris is going to be heading back to Atlanta to be coaching for the Falcons. That's a group right there where you got some guys. I think the obvious situation is, what are you going to do with Desmond Ridder at quarterback? I don't think that's going to be a guy that's going to be consistently able to play the quarterback position. So you're going to have to figure out a way, get a new quarterback, get some more pieces in there. But you definitely got some other pieces.
For Fields.
We might have to talk about that, because that seems to be the most lucrative trade out there. Falcons desperately need a new quarterback. They got a new head coach, a guy who was with them prior, moved on, and now is back for his head coaching job. Because I believe he did have an interim stint there before they decided to hire someone else. And I think he went 4-7. So not great, but obviously not a great situation to step into. But he's going to get another shot. What do you think about the Falcons getting Raheem Morris back into the building for his head coaching job?
I I think they're moving in a different direction. They wanted to change things. His resume speaks for itself. What he's able to do with defenses and the call games and the stars that have went to LA and the places that he was at to work with him, who speak highly of him and everything like that. I think that's definitely, a plus for the Falcons to identify somebody like that and be able to pull them from another historic franchise out in LA. I think it'd be good for them, but it's not going to be an easy task. He has weapons on the offense and defensive side. Now, you got to just figure out, how your puzzle is going to look.
Yeah. So this is interesting to me because the only two jobs left now are the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Commanders. Is Bill Belichick out of coaching? Do you think this is kind of it for Bill Belichick? Is he officially retired?
No, I don't think he's retired. Because there are defensive coordinator jobs out there now. I know it's Bill. He'll be around. He'll consult or do something with places and everything like that. Kind of what Dan Quinn has been doing these past couple of years. Same thing that Vic Fangio has done after being released from a head coach. You would think he wouldn't have to have that for his roster. I mean for his resume. It just depends, on what people are looking at. I don't think that's the end of it. I don't think he's done coaching. I still think he has, some gas in the tank. I mean, because the defense wasn't the problem in New England.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where he lands, if it's a head coaching job or just a defensive coordinator job, but I don't think he's done.
Yeah, I'm not. I have a feeling like he will no longer be head coaching positions. I do think he'll still be attached to the league, but with those two openings left, I don't think he's going to the Washington Commanders. It'd be the Seahawks, or I think he's done in terms of quote unquote head coaching. Maybe he takes a break and he comes back next season if there's another opening. But the way I see it right now, I don't think we'll see Bill Belichick being a head coach for the first time in a long, long time in this upcoming season here. There's still time. There's still some things that could shift around. But as it sits right now, it is weird to think we might enter next year's NFL season and Bill Belichick might not be coaching an NFL team. Moving on here, obviously, the really big one. This one is a little bit of surprise, maybe to some, maybe not to others, but Jim Harbaugh, he is heading to the Los Angeles Chargers. I know there was talk there. Some people were thinking Bears, but they decided to keep Eberflus. And then obviously all his spots kept filling up. He does land with the LA Chargers. We've talked about it before. It seems like the best fit. I have no problems. I think this is an A+ hire. I think anyone who could have got Jim Harbaugh, for whatever you think of him morally, I don't care. He knows how to coach. He's shown it everywhere he's been.
Period.
How much does this move the needle on the Chargers, and where are you at with this hire?
It's an A. for sure an A. I mean, he was the hottest name, on the market. Depending, what they do defensively, because some of their defensive guys, are hitting that, third year of their contract to where, pretty much most of the guaranteed money is already, done and over with. So you can see, Khalil Mack traded. We've already seen, J.C. Jackson traded earlier this season to relinquish some things and everything like that. He's going to change things up. I think it's gonna. You give him. I think next year they're a playoff contender. In the next few years, depending, what they look like on the defensive side. I think they're a AFC Championship contender in a few years. But he has to move around some things. Offensive wise, I mean, it's probably the best move for Justin Herbert. Period.
Yeah.
And the sky will probably be the limit. He will push him to places that we haven't seen him, and he's flashed, or I think he will be more consistent. I think he'll get the right guys around him on the offensive side, and there'll be a mean fighting grit powerhouse organization again. So, it's just a matter of, okay, well, how long is it going to take for him to change things around? Is it going to be 2 years? Is it going to be 3? I don't think it'll be too long, but They have a lot of pieces. They have young pieces that are, haven't signed a second contract. So I mean, he has a system, he has a formula. Everywhere he's been, he's won. So I just don't know how long it's gonna take, but he's gonna change it around.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess sooner than later. He's got the pieces. We've talked about it ad nauseum. Out of all the spots that were open, the Chargers got the most ready to go that you can go play, compete, and take a shot at the playoffs. If you're a good coach and you get those guys organized quicker than later, there's enough player and talent there, and I'm really excited to see what does he do with the run game there. I felt like they didn't use Eckler enough at times. What can he do with that run game that was really explosive in the year prior? This year, not as great. They kind of got away from it. I think he'll bring that back. Once again, you don't have to put all that pressure on Herbert, which I think has kind of been a problem, especially when you got wide receivers getting hurt all the time out there. It wasn't ideal to have a very heavy passing game, and you got wide receivers getting hurt all the time, and the run game was taking steps back. So I think bringing him up there, that's going to do a lot of help. It's going to give you a little more of a balanced look, kind of what the Bills figured out. I know they still lost to the Chiefs, but they did figure out that balanced look, and it looked great in that first half against the Chiefs, but the run game did kind of get stopped in the second half, and I think that's why the Bills ended up losing it. But this does leave the Michigan job open, and then Sharon Moore, is going to be expected head coach. I'm pretty much, it's all said and done here at this point. You're seeing tweets 99.9% sure. The offensive line coach for Michigan. Moving on, he was that interim while Jim Harbaugh was out with the penalties, but he's going to have a spot to take this program in the same direction that Jim Harbaugh was doing. And what do you have for belief in Michigan that this team isn't going to falter too much?
I mean, you had a guy who's been there, who's been under Harbaugh. He was, the assistant head coach for a reason. So he understands, he knows how to make decisions, assess things. He'll put people in the right position. I think Michigan is in the right hands. Now it's just, can't do the kids believe in him to continue to get the type of talent that they, have wanted and whatnot to get there. But I mean, I think they'll be fine. It's just, he has to go out and pretty much make a name for himself. And it's just not under the, the Harbaugh umbrella. But I think they'll be fine. I like him as a coach.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We've kind of seen this with Alabama, obviously, when they lost Nick Saban. You see the mass exodus through the portal. Some of these Michigan players, be curious to see what they end up doing here as we get closer to spring ball. But I do think Michigan, we've kind of seen, I think it'll be a lot like the Ohio State thing. I don't think they'll take massive steps back. If it is the case, it'll be like a 5-year thing before they really hit reality on where that coaching is at. But they're going to have enough guys. I don't think the players are going to hit the portal. They all seem to really love him, and they're happy he's the guy taking over. So it does make me think it's not going to be like Alabama where they're caught off guard. They seem to kind of understand this going into it. And now they got a guy that they, like you said, he is the assistant coach for a reason. They have good connections with him. They won when he was coaching while Jim Harbaugh was out. So pretty feel-good situation there. And I don't expect Michigan to fall off anytime soon. Maybe 4 years. We'll see what happens. But next year, I'm still expecting a really competitive Michigan team. No doubt about it. But we do have to go ahead and throw it to our first break here. On the other side, we'll talk maybe a little more NFL, some Husker basketball as well. And maybe we'll go ahead and select, I don't know if you've seen the Olympic pool that's out there. Good morning, Pierson-El. Yep, Alex Caruso, as they're building up this Olympic team. What I want you to do is on this next break, pull that up, and we're going to try to build out of the roster of about 40 players, pick our starting 5 for the Olympic basketball team roster. The guys are going to give us the best shot to go ahead and win a gold medal, because you're hearing it a lot with basketball in the U.S. Miles Turner, the track athlete, you're not the world champions, with the NBA finals being called world champions. The U.S. in basketball has been getting called out a lot. So let's try to put the best 5 all together, a team that's certain we can win the gold, and tell the rest of the world that the U.S. is still the best basketball country in the world. But we got to do it first. We got to select the roster, and we'll do that in the next upcoming segments. Don't go anywhere. Don't punt hour. Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2. DeMornay Pierson-El streaming in. We'll talk to you guys on the other side.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: fog and freezing fog expected throughout the day. We'll see a high around 36. Tonight, more fog and freezing fog with a low around 30. And tomorrow, more fog sticking around in the morning, then cloudy in the afternoon. We'll see a high around 35. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Joining a gym fashionably late this year? You're right on time. At Planet Fitness, we got you. Because now through January 31st, you can still join for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. And to make it even better, we have free fitness training, equipment for every workout, plus a free in-app crowd meter, and most clubs open 24 hours. Feel good about being fashionably late. It's the last chance to join Planet Fitness for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends January 31st. See Home Club for details.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
If Ewers throws that ball to the front pylon, Texas might have tied that game up and had a chance to win it.
That moment right there, it's one of those moments that every young man dreams about. There's two outcomes in that moment. You're a gamer or you tense up.
You're a gamer, you're a goner.
Or you're a goner.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take. But it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. I am Harrison Arns at the ones and twos here at the 1040 Ticket Studios. And again, if you guys ever want to join in on the show, Starter Heyman text line, that's 402-464-5685. We do have the host, as always, the morning Pierson-El, streaming in. And before we went to break, we were breaking down the U.S. Olympic pool of about 41 players And when it comes to basketball, I feel like the U.S.'s name has been challenged more than ever. We need to start doing, I shouldn't say we need to start doing stuff because I'm not the one playing, but in terms of basketball, we need to start showing it more in the Olympics. It's just tough. The rest of the world's getting better. We talk about the best players in the NBA: Luka Doncic, foreign; Jokic, foreign; Giannis Antetokounmpo, foreign; Joel Embiid, foreign, but he's actually going to be Team USA, so we can count him this year. But it's kind of leaning that way. You look at all these foreign players coming into the league, and they're not only good, they've been dominant at times, especially when you look at the MVP awards through the past few seasons. It's very heavy European. But that being said, good morning, Pierson-El. Let's go ahead and draft 5, our starting 5, and then once that name is gone, you can no longer draft it. So we can't have the same players on each of our starting 5, and we'll try to build the best starting lineup. And I'll be generous. I'll go ahead and give you the very first pick. No order. You can start with a point guard or center. I'll let you choose.
Okay. First, I'll go point guard. Give me Chris Paul.
You're taking Chris Paul?
Yes.
You know, I thought about him as a good, because when it comes to that style of ball, you need some unselfish players in there. But I went with a guy who's also unselfish, but he's a lot better off the ball, especially as of late. But I'm not going to take him yet because you took him. So give me the center. Give me Joel Embiid. I'm going to take Joel Embiid out of the mix before you can grab him. He's U.S. now, baby. Let's go. He joined the right side. So we got Joel Embiid at the 5. You got Chris Paul at the 1.
At the 2, give me Steph Curry.
All right. That's the first wrench you threw at me, because that was going to be my guy. That's a good one too.
You want to dive into that? Why, or we want to dive into that after?
We can. Yeah, I'm curious. That's very small. That is a very small 1-2. Break it down. How's that going to work?
European ball is different. You know, they're it's different. It's a faster pace, different type of game, and everything like that. I went with Steph at 2 because he doesn't have to worry about bringing up the ball, setting up things, and everything like that around. Steph is really good with running around, catching, and shoot. So now just put him in that position to where all he has to do is focus on is either defense or shooting and scoring. Both of those 2 guards are pretty okay with defense and guarding stuff. Beyond out of the paint and everything like that. So the defense is all right, but I gained both. Chris Paul can create a shot his own self. He's good at 3 points. He's good at mid range. He's good at free throws. He can create shots for any and everybody else. So if he got to do it himself, he can. If he needs to dish it to Steph, it doesn't matter where he's at on the floor. He's gonna shoot. So I'll free up Steph, and Steph is scoring from wherever. He doesn't have to worry about bringing up the ball.
Okay, so you got your guard. At least I'm in a comfortable spot now. I like your argument. I can see it. I think you're going to get bodied a little bit on that European style ball. As soon as that, we'll see what you're.
You said starting 5. I'm not. That's not going to be the whole 5 of the game. I just, okay. An advantage, late in the game. If my 5 is out there, I got shooters.
That's fact. You do got shooters. With that being said, I'll take a shooter with some height. Give me Kevin Durant.
Damn.
I knew you were taking him. I knew you were eyeing KD. I had to get him off the board. I want KD. We'll add him with a mix of Joel Embiid.
Okay. You go there. 3. Give me Tatum. I'll take Tatum. Tatum's fine.
He's he's more than fine. That's the guy I wanted.
Well, it was either him or Kevin Durant. Tatum has length. Again, he's a defensive guy. He's a bigger guy. You can rotate him, 1 through 3, either or. When the game comes, down to it and whatnot. I mean, he's a person that can get a bucket.
Yep. Okay. So you're gonna pull him from me. That is tough. So right now I currently got LeBron and Embiid. You have Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Tatum. Man, that's a lot of good shooting on that roster right there. Whoever's playing them better D up. Okay. I want to pick him because he is who he is. I mean, he's called a lot. He's got a lot of nicknames. He's been around forever. I know you'll take him if I don't pick him up, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna take him before you get to him. Give me LeBron James. He's gonna be drafted. I got LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Joel Embiid. I just need a guard and a forward.
Oh. Oh, you're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. Okay, you are pissing me off. Okay, you want to do that? Just give me Kawhi. And
Okay.
they're healthy, right? They're healthy.
Yeah, we're assuming they're healthy. You got a phone call there.
It's all good. I hung up on it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Give me Kawhi again. Another defensive guy. You can rotate him. I'm again defense. You got to guard people. All these people are used to guarding somebody and still being able to get a bucket. So I'll take that win. I'll take that.
Yeah, Kawhi is a good one. That was gonna be my next one. Okay, let me see if I can find someone in the front court just to mess you up because I got my guy at the point. I'm not gonna have to worry about you too much.
I'm at 4. I'm good. You're not even worried about the person I'm thinking of, so I'm straight.
Yeah, I'm worried about it. Yeah, so I can get here. Let me go ahead and grab. He's young, but he's been playing really well.
Go ahead, take Devin Booker. It's okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm not taking Devin Booker. We need size. We need more size. Give me Chet. I'm gonna take Chet Holmgren.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a really lengthy shooter. You throw him in there with Joel Embiid and LeBron James. I'm curious to see what that looks like because you're gonna get a guy that can stretch the floor a little bit. So give me Chet Holmgren, and then I got my last guy later. But go ahead and pick yours.
My last guy. Go ahead, give me AD.
You're lucky we're assuming they're healthy.
That's what I asked. That's what I asked.
Yeah,
everybody else, you said yes. That's that. I went AD.
Yeah. All right. Fair. AD. Good grab. Give me Dame time. I'll take Dame time.
Okay, you can. That's fine. I'm not mad at it. It's a good pick.
Okay. This is looking at your roster. That's a solid roster right there. I could see these two going to a game 7. These are actually really balanced rosters. 402, 464, 5685. Team Harrison or Team DeMornay. You guys can decide who wins it. At the 1, I have Damian Lillard. I have Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Chet Holmgren, and Joel Embiid. You have Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, Kawhi Leonard, and AD. Your front court rounded out really well. I was feeling pretty good. I thought you messed up with Chris Paul, number 1 overall. I thought that was horrible. I thought you were going to throw off the whole draft. But you definitely saved it there with the front court.
He's a floor general. He's going to get people in the right place, and he can still get you 20 easily. He can create shots himself, and he can create shots for other people. So he can get by anybody still. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to worry about him. He can get you in foul trouble. He can cause attention to it, getting by people and everything like that. And again, you're gonna have to stand by Steph. So if you don't, whatever you do, he's pulling. Steph don't got to worry about dribbling. All he got to do is worry about shooting. So I'll take it.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, looking at these rosters, do you have a good idea? Do you feel like this would be close, or do you think your team pulls away?
I don't know because your squad's a little heavier.
We got the size. We're playing that foreign ball.
Embiid is a tall task, but I'm interested to see how him and AD would go. That's a good matchup that I would want to see. Kawhi is on LeBron already. I'm not worried about that.
I really hurt my LeBron pick.
Or even I can put Kawhi on Kevin Durant, either or him and Tatum. That's fine. I'll take that. So
KD would be your toughest matchup. You could probably sacrifice understanding.
I was so mad that he was my next pick, and you took him. I'm like that hurt.
I think these are too close. So with that being said, you typically are going to go at least 3-man deep into your roster. Let's go grab 3 more guys to see if we can kind of push the boundary here. Depth guys that will add to your base. I had the last pick with Damian Lillard, so it is back to you. We are now building 3-man deep in the bench, 3 guys that are going to get consistent minutes in this run.
Oh, give me Bam.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I'm okay. You take Bam. I was looking at someone else.
Okay.
Someone else absolutely stuffed Victor Wembanyama at the height of his jump. So I'll definitely want him. Bam, it's a great pick, though. But that being said, if you're going to take Bam, I'm going to stay away from that guy. I don't want to pick him. Go ahead. Give me. We're just going to bring all the guys back together. Kyrie Irving.
Okay. You take Kyrie. Give me Jimmy Butler.
Okay, good one. Give me Jared Allen.
Give me Anthony Edwards.
You're killing me. I think you might have won. I think you might have won this backup. Okay, I got some good names left. You know what? Donovan Mitchell. Give me some size. Not the James Harden size, some bulky in shape size. So I'm gonna take Donovan Mitchell.
All those dudes are tall. Bam is an energy type of player. He is change up. He can play 4 or 5. I'll take that. Anthony is a freak of nature. He's everything we expected Zion to be. Mm-hmm. So I'll take that. He can play 1 through 4 or either or. That's fine and dandy. And yeah. So I like my pick. I'm cool.
Yeah, you're I think you might have got me on the bench there. You grabbed Jimmy Butler and Anthony Edwards. The only guy that you didn't grab that I wanted was Jared Allen, but yeah, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Edwards, that's some really great depth. I thought about even just taking Jimmy Butler for my starting 5 because like you said, that's a guy that doesn't mind. You can tell him to play ugly basketball and he'll do it. He doesn't care. Like he will play the grittiest, grossest basketball.
Him and Kawhi Leonard are like 1A and 1B. So yeah. I had Kawhi, so I was like, all right, if you would have took Kawhi, then I would have went and got Jimmy. But like I said, I'm not worried about it. There, I went kind of after defensive guys and guys that can get a bucket. Like I said, it's a different type of style of basketball. But it's just not about scoring. You got to be able to stop people. So that's why the bench they were all taller. I'm like, Chris was the shortest one.
Yeah, I think I might have messed up drafting LeBron. I forget we're in a pocket. There's not a ton of LeBron fans out here. As Cheeseburger points out, Team DP, LeBron will flop and cry the whole game and possibly get teed up. So he's going with you on that one. I think I win the starting 5. I think you got me on the bench. I think your bench defense is scary.
I think it'll be a lot closer. The only one that I'm really scared of is Kevin Durant. That is it.
Just the matchup. The size-wise.
That is it.
Like if you're truly going with those starting 5 and you're not plugging in those subs yet, that is a matchup problem.
Who is Chet gonna stop? He's not stopping AD. AD's busting him. I'm not worried about that at all.
No, that's Joel Embiid. AD's the matchup on that one. I'm throwing Chet on Tatum, LeBron on Kawhi. Chet and Tatum is the best chance Chet's gonna have to stay alive out there. I can't put Chet on Kawhi Leonard. Maybe we'll see what kind of game Kawhi's looking to have. If he's having the ball, demanding the ball a lot, then I'm not so sure if I want Chet down there on him. But if he's just kind of playing that role player and Chet can hang around the rim,
if Chet is on Kawhi is taking him to the deep end, and he is fighting for survival.
He's not going to have the strength of. I
think you kind of forget what Kawhi is. A healthy Kawhi to where you can mold him to be whatever. He can stop you and then still go get you 25.
You're actually exactly right on that because Kawhi Leonard is secretly having one of the best seasons of his entire career. Kawhi Leonard is absolutely balling right now. And the Clippers, I know we're still plenty far away. Keep your eye on the Clippers. They could be interesting when it comes to playoff time. They got some guys. Still not a fan of way off P. Paul George, if you didn't catch that one, that was during the COVID game. That wasn't me. I couldn't believe an announcer said that during a game, call him way off P. But nonetheless, that is our Olympic pool of the 41 players. Obviously, when it gets down to crunch time, that list will get smaller and smaller. But as it sits right now, I think the starting 5 between us is pretty close. I would give you the edge on the bench, and you got Cheeseburger signing up for Team DP just for the simple fact that I have LeBron James. No other reason. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and throw it to break here. This is the Don't Punt Hour with the Morning Pierson-El. I'm Harrison back at the Ticket Studios. We'll talk to you guys on the other side.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we'd like to say thank you for a record-setting 2023. So let's start off 2024 with the bang. They've got huge trade-in bonuses and finance bonusing happening right now on our new inventory at Koppel. Get up to $8,500 off select new models at Koppel. So if you're shopping for a new GM product, go to our website at koppelcars.com. You won't believe the discounts. Make that short money-saving drive down 144th Street. You'll be glad you did. Must have trade and finance with roof credit. Stock number G207684.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way. Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through January 30th is $2 off Steakhouse Burgers and buy one Urban Slicer Pizza Works dough, get an Urban Slicer Pizza Works pizza sauce for free. Don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
I see the future in our public school classrooms every day. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. I also see how critically important parent and community support is to our students' success. Support your public schools. Get involved. Form a business school partnership or become a school volunteer. Great schools and great communities work hand in hand.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the final segment of the Don't Punt Hour here on Ticket Weeknights. In the spirit of basketball, since we kind of broke down the Olympic pool of 41 players that they are going to be choosing from for the Olympics, let's keep it on basketball. Nebraska Hoops, they beat Ohio State pretty handedly at home, 69-83, and it was Rink Mass game. He absolutely had his hands all over that game. 34 points, 6 of 8 from 3, 13 of 17 from the floor, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 10 boards, make it a double-double, 4 assists, 2 blocks, only 1 turnover. Rink Mass was absolutely incredible that game. It was a heat check moment. where he even had a step back crossover and chucked it up, went straight through, nothing but net. It was definitely the Rink Mass game. And just shooting stats, once again, Nebraska, 49% from the field, 51% from three, rounded up to 52%, 75% from the free throw line. This is multiple games now where Nebraska basketball shot over 50% from three. It's kind of becoming a pattern of really, really good shooting. There's a couple eyesores, Wisconsin and Iowa. In Wisconsin, they didn't shoot poorly. It's just Wisconsin shot even better. But there isn't a whole lot of games where you see Nebraska struggling to shoot the ball. And I'm going to keep pointing this out because I think it is kind of telling that this offense right now seems to really be finding its stride. You can just go through these shooting stats. They are really starting to knock down shots at a high volume and at a really high level. But with that win, it puts Nebraska 15-5, finally above 500 in conference play, 5-4. What does this mean for you in terms of Nebraska? Just kind of breaking down the game, and what's your hope for this future? I mean, this has been, I think 91 season was the last time we had this good of a start.
Things are moving in a good direction. There's still a lot of basketball left to play. Conference, you need to establish, more dominance. Overall, the overall record's fine and dandy, but we got to get to Big Ten first. And, so just continue just to beat the teams that we're supposed to beat the teams. Make it our type of games, even against the teams that, we aren't picked against. Still a couple of those, continue to, be in the swing of things and just understand, the type of game that they're trying to play. And just, in the season or, going into the tournament, just understanding, what type of team that they are, what type of game that they like to play. And, just continue just to climb the ladder.
Yep. And luckily at this point in time, climbing the ladder looks like it should come pretty naturally for this team. As we talked about it before, Rink Mass, but CJ Wilcher has been playing really well too. And I'm glad this isn't the season where it all is just going to fall on Tominaga's shoulders. I was a little worried of that, losing some of the key guys, but everyone's really stepped up in a major way. And Rink Mass, Josiah Alec, they've been playing well. Josiah Alec, especially in the role with John Gary out, I thought he's done pretty well with that. But yeah, you're just getting a lot of production from all over the court. But as you kind of pointed out, there's still one thing left for this team to prove is win on the road. If you want to go to the tournament, that is a big thing they look at. How do you play on the road? Because the entire tournament's on neutral site. So if you're not winning any games on the road, which unfortunately is kind of the case for Nebraska right now, in terms of conference play, they don't have any. They have that one against Kansas State. But for the most part, 1-0 at neutral, only one win on the road. They really need to go out and win on the road. In football, what was so challenging about winning on the road? Was it the fan base? Is it just not having the day routine? What is it that throws it off so much that even on betting odds, they're going to be, if you're on the road, it's a 3.5 split in terms of football. Basketball, it's about a 3-point give as well. What is it about playing on the road? And is it any different in basketball? Because we've talked about the Big Ten right now, but it's insane how many of these quote unquote good Big Ten teams cannot win on the road.
I feel like for football, the hardest thing was just, everybody being on the same page. Sometimes, teammates might get distracted or might not be, all the way, locked into, what the assignment and what the task is. And that would kind of hurt. With us, it wasn't necessarily that teams were just that much more talented than us. It was more so of us doing things, shooting ourselves in the foot. With basketball, it's constant change. It's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it's just I think with them, it's just establishing, making sure that everybody's comfortable and establishing, the type of game that they want to play. If you get the crowd out of it, if you get, if you're playing your game early and you're hitting your shots, rebounding, you're more physical, you're dominating them, you take the crowd out of it. The crowd, feeds off of the players on the court. So if you're maintaining and taking the energy out of it, that should, help you play on the basketball side of stuff, but also, having the crowd involved actually helps, with the energy and everything like that. But it's just a two different types of energies. Football is a little bit more slower and more physical. Basketball is a more faster, upbeat, constant change. It can go either way. So, I feel like basketball, they have to establish, what they want to do early. If that's boxing out, offensive rebounding and everything like that, physically, driving, drawing fouls on the other team, that can slow down. Nobody in basketball wants to be physical. They don't.
Yeah.
So, if you can establish that early and often, I feel like that would only help them, later on in the game.
Yeah, and you talked about no one wants to play a physical team. I think that's how they beat Purdue. We talked about it after the game. They went right at Edey. They were physical. They were aggressive. They weren't scared to attack the rim. And guess what? It put Edey in foul trouble early. He had to leave the game. Finished the first half with 2 points. They did not like us coming at them as aggressive as he did. And this is big. They are going to have to figure out how to win on the road. I don't care what it is. Maybe you play more physical, but it's the shooting as well. That Iowa game was a big eyesore. That was really indicated towards the bad shooting on the road. 15% from three compared to, like we talked about, this team's been shooting about 50% in multiple games now. But they're going to have Maryland on the road. Not necessarily a great Big Ten team, probably in the bottom tier. Wisconsin, 13 ranked Wisconsin, redemption shot at home. But then you have a good Illinois team on the road, a good Northwestern team. I know we beat them, but that's a good team. If they can start shooting the ball well, they can beat anyone out there. So Northwestern on the road, and then you kind of lay up into an easier part of the schedule with Michigan, Penn State, Indiana, Minnesota, Ohio State, Rutgers, Michigan. So the end is actually, quote unquote, the lesser teams of the Big Ten. But you're going to have a brutal stretch of road games here with Illinois, Northwestern, and Maryland. You have to find a way to get one of those wins. If you want to go to the tournament, not the NIT, the tournament, be a team that's locked in, you have to get one of these road games. And like you said, win the games you're supposed to. But I'm still confident in this team. I like how everyone's kind of clicking right now. That was a huge game from Rink Mast. I only expect more of that. But with that being said, that's going to go ahead and wrap up the Don't Punt Hour. That is the Morning at Pierson-El. I am Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. And appreciate you guys listening, but don't go anywhere. We got What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington up next. Thanks for listening.